everybody. I am back this evening with my friend Natalie, and we are bringing you another episode of our Cut File Chaos video series. We did miss last month, but we are back this month with some really fun cut file and layout inspiration. The cut file I'm using today is from Cut to You, and I'm going to be working with my 49th and Market Spectrum Sorbet collection. I actually kind of re-pulled this out of my stash and used it on a layout earlier this month, and then I kept it out and decided it would be perfect for today's layout as well. I have so much of this collection that I'm actually going to start this layout off by making some product choices and then deciding what papers I'm going to use to back my cut file with, and then I am going to go ahead and put the rest of the collection off to the side so I don't get overwhelmed or sidetracked. So I'm going to make some kind of quick definite decisions, and then we can go ahead and get started on backing the cut file. I decide on this pattern paper, and then I'm going through my scraps and choosing which patterns I want to use. Once I have those decisions made, I can then go ahead and start cleaning off my desk and get to work putting my layout together. I went ahead and backed the files just like you kind of saw me audition them behind my cut file. And now I'm going to go ahead and start to place them on my page and put my layout together. Now, when this cut file was released last year, it was one of Cut to Use summer cut files last year, I cut it twice. I cut it in a smaller size and in a larger size because I wasn't sure which size I wanted to use. I used the smaller size on another layout, and that layout went into an album that I put together as a gift to my sister. But I still had this big one, and I decided that these two photos, I wanted to put them into my scrapbook, and I'm going to use the larger version of those cut files so that the cut files don't go to waste. They're cut and they're here, and I really do like them. So having it in both my sister's album and then in this page was perfectly fine. I did lots and lots of layouts of beach pictures for my sister, and I think I had like these two and then maybe a family photo that I scrapbooked and put into my family albums at my house. So I'm just going to go ahead and map my photos. For the larger photo, I used a piece of ephemera that had the same colors I really wanted, and I didn't want this layout to be monochromatic. I wanted to kind of use all the colors, and you'll see that I backed the summer part of the title cut file in like a rainbow pattern so that see right there, so we have all the colors represented. And I didn't even bother backing the entire sun because I knew it was going to sit off of my page. So this is my basic design idea. I'm going to use that strip across the top. That is a branding strip, and I'm going to use it for just an anchoring point across the top of my page. I really want to use some of these colorful strips of rub-ons. So when I was going through my 49th and Market supplies, I realized I hadn't used any of these kind of color block rub-ons. I had the whole pack completely unused. So I decided I would begin with those embellishments and use those rub-ons kind of as a base, and then I can kind of build some embellishments on top of them. So I'm just going to cut the ones I want. I don't want all of the shades of all the different colors. I wanted to kind of stick to the shades of colors that I have on my layout already. You'll notice in my videos this weekend that I have quite the bruise on my arm. I nothing is wrong. I got blood work done, and I think they broke a blood vessel pretty good because I got quite the bruise. So if you see the bruise on my arm, don't fret. I'm just fine. It's just from the blood work that I had done. So I am just going to go through here and put all of these different rub-ons down. I love 49th and Market. Their rub-ons go on like butter. And if you figure that this line came out last year, these rub-ons are already a year plus old in my stash, and they went on just as good as the brand new ones that pop up, that, you know, when I use brand new ones as ones that have been sitting in my stash. But I do know, and I will say this, I know rub-ons do have expiration dates, so I'm not going to count on these to be lovely forever. I do want to try to get them used and onto papers. So I'm just going to mark where I want my photo to be, and then I can put these red ones down the side, and they'll kind of look like they're coming out from beside the photograph, which is what I really wanted them to look like. And then those dark teal and blue ones, I'm going to put those across the bottom, so they will be like underneath part of my title. I'm really, really liking how this is turning out. And I decided that I really want to bump up and add some foam tape to the back of my cut file. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. This probably took the longest. Besides, even including back in the cut file, this took forever. But it was totally worth it. I'm going to use my Big Mama foam tape from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and I'm going to give my whole title just a little bit more dimension and lift. Going to grab my scissors so I can easily pull the backing paper off of the tape, and then I'm going to center it and put it towards the bottom of my page. Then I'm going to go ahead and snip off the pieces of the sun die, or the pieces of the sun cut file. So now I'm going to go through the different embellishments that I have. I'm just going to create a couple of clusters, and I have some sayings from this collection that I thought worked really well for these two photos. While Natalie and I were kind of discussing our projects for today's video, collab, she actually said in passing that this 49th and Market, the Spectrum Sorbet, and the new Spectrum Gardenia would mix and match with other collections. And I swear a light bulb went off in my head. And now that I'm watching and replaying this video back, all I can think is that I could have pulled in like some of my beach embellishments or some of my summer embellishments from other collections and used them if I wanted something a little bit more themed. And I am totally going to do that coming up here because that is a fabulous idea. Now that I'm looking at it, I wish I had gone into like some of my retro summer from Simple Stories lines and grabbed some like themey embellishments, because they would have worked perfect with my photos and perfect with the colors. And yes, we are going to do that very, very soon. So I'm just going to keep working on here, putting these clusters together. I had this tag that said Big Smiles, which I thought was a really good sentiment to go with my photo. And I'm going to put a little bit of my favorite kind of hemp twine through the whole of that tag and then adhere it kind of right over to really accent that title cut file. I'm also going to add a bit of this hemp twine to the back of this tag, and then I'm going to continue to go around and just adhere these clusters down. Once I have everything adhered, I'm going to call this layout done. I love how it turned out. It's so colorful and bright and fun. Here are all of the close-ups I hope that you have all had a wonderful week. I have a lot of videos for you this weekend because I generally don't do a ton of videos on the weekends, but this is going to be a kind of special one. So be sure to head over and check out Natalie's amazing layout, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.